Hello everybody and welcome here for Saturday kickoff for this afternoon and evening, and I am Gary Walker and I'm here to present to you Saturday kickoff, and I'm here alongside my fellow pundit, as you know him already, Jimmy Hansberg. Jimmy, we know that today, big game obviously coming up first. We know that's going to be between RB Tominto versus Aldass. A game this afternoon, kickoff here, before we get to the evening's matchup here between Puerantos and Inter Tolga at the Santo Park Stadium in Tolga. But let's talk about these two sides, Red Bull Tominto and Aldass. These two teams obviously return back from international break, and these two teams want to really settle things off and try and get a win out of each other. For Red Bull Tominto, a very poor March, getting knocked out of the Europa League, but also did very, very well to get through into the finals of the League Cup in May the 10th. That's the best part in March they delivered. And also for Aldass especially, they're challenging the Georgington Red Devils at the top of the table to try and win the Premier League title for next season. But there's a lot to play for here for these two sides. And what do you think this game will be in this matchup here at the Red Bull Arena, Jimmy? Well, it will be a really big matchup, I'll guarantee you that, Gary. We know that obviously for Red Bull Tominto, as you said right there, got knocked out of the Europa League. It was a bit heartbreaking for Red Bull Tominto as a club that have not been playing European football now since 2015. But now, obviously 10 years later, obviously this club was brought by Red Bull from the previous owner before that. They qualified for the Europa League last season. And now this season in the league itself, they're currently in the bottom half of the table. But it'll be a big chance here if Tominto can guarantee a big victory here for this game in front of their fans here for this afternoon. But they do play Aldass though, a team who are challenging for a chance to try and get to race themselves with Georgington Red Devils to try and be consistent and win another league title under their name, like what Aldass did last season when they won the league last year, and they really did it over the Red Devils from last campaign. But this campaign, David Wagner wants his team to do the exact same thing and get back-to-back consistent titles of the league. And we know that how difficult it can really be to be very consistent at the top of the Premier League, because a lot of teams strengthen during the summer and a lot of teams find you out quite quickly, especially where they're currently at the moment, as they're not top of the league now, as the Red Devils under Antonio Conte has found out Aldass in terms of how the way they play, and they drop points a few games. They've lost 1 or 2 games so far this season. And okay, they're still playing as they were last season, and they've still got that very good consistency from last season. But we can see this, say, maybe other teams, getting something out of Aldass, and I can see that happening, of course, so far during the halfway period of the Premier League season. Thank you very much there, Jimmy. And now we go to the Red Bull Arena here between Red Bull Tominto, as they here will take on against Aldass Gunners. And let's get to that game right now between the two sides. Club football returns after the international break here for this weekend coming, as we are here for this afternoon between Red Bull Tominto, as they will play here at home against Aldass Gunners. And this will be a very big game, this will be for Aldass Gunners, as they're the team who really want to try and go top of the league, hopefully by the end of this match day. As currently, as we speak of them, we know that obviously for Georgington Red Devils, they play Los Andreas at the Old Factory Road, and they are above Aldass in the Premier League. It's still tight to the league table as we speak, in terms of where they're currently at the moment. But as of the lineup here for this afternoon, as we have goalkeeper Sketlenberg, in defence we've got Vertonghen, Rio Wilson, Yamat and De Jong. We have got Axel Witsel, Harrison Coombs up front, Van Persie and Isaac up front, with Robin and also Dwight Young also in the attack. For Aldass, we've got Aubameyang, Suarez up front, with Di Maria and Coutinho in the midfield, with Toni Kroos and Blind sitting in the middle of the pitch, while we have Sago, Bailey, Ramos and also Ryan James in that defence, and goalkeeper as well, Oliver Kahn. So here we go for the game here at the Red Bull Arena between Red Bull Tominto and Aldass Gunners. And this will be a very big game. This will be here for, obviously, for Red Bull to guarantee something here after, let's say, a real poor exit out of the Europa League way back, obviously, from last month. But offside's being given right there now from Iron Robin. And it's going to be a free kick here now for Aldass. in the game. So now we've got ourselves now a free kick as Ryan James will take it. All the way there now to header there now to obviously Isaac. No, Isaac won the ball back here, but no. Here's a free kick here from Ramos though. All the way to Felipe Coutinho. Now is to Suarez now. And now he's hold it nicely and tight. Now Vertonghen. Now Coombs. Now to Axel Witsel. Now here's to Ian Robin. And now Robin now to Isaac. Now Isaac now pass it back to Robin. Now pass there to maybe Giroud here. As he's pushing forward here. Pushing up here now Giroud. Giroud now in the box here. Cross it into Isaac. And oh! Good chance there for Red Bull Tominto to get themselves in front. But that's going to be now a goal kick here for Aldass in the game. Great creativity right there in terms of the football that Red Bull are playing here. And but however, it's now going to be a goal kick here for Aldass in the game. At least they're working hard though to try and get something here within 15 minutes of the game so far. And now Aldass got themselves a chance to try and create some magic. But now it's back to Red Bull again. Now to Young. Young now to Van Persie. Van Persie there to Axel Witsel. Witsel there to Robin. Robin now to Isaac. Isaac tries to score maybe so here. And oh, good defending cover there. Clearance away there from Aldass. Now we've got ourselves a throw. And Johan Giroud throws it there to Robin. Now Witsel. Crosses it in. Head away there from Ramos. Now to, here's to Suarez. Now to Daley Blind. Now to Aubameyang. And now, okay, now it's all Coutinho. Lost it back here now to Jordi Yamat. And now he's Young. Young trying to cut in there to Van Persie there, but he couldn't get to him because the defenders really blocked a chance to create a pass to Van Persie there from Yamat. Now here's Kroos. And now here's a chance for Aubameyang, and his offside. Flag's been offside right there for offside, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So it'll be a free kick here for Red Bull Tominto in the matchup here so far in the game. So Sketlenburg will take it and boots it. Now is Alexander Isak now to Ian Robin. And now here's Johan Giroud. Oh, he couldn't get there until won the ball back in meanwhile. Sorry, so Johan Giroud crossed it in, a goal for Isak. And this time around, Johan Giroud finally got an assist from that header right there from Isak. Because the first attempt when Johan Giroud crossed the ball in, Isak tried to head the ball into the back of the net, but the ball went wide. But this time around, for the second chance for Johan Giroud to cross the ball into the box, that header right there met to Isak again. That ball this time around went into the back of the net. And now it's 1-0 to Red Bull Tominto in the matchup here so far. And there you go, within, let's say, 37 minutes in the matchup here. And Red Bull Tominto are 1-0 up in the match. Now here's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now here's Vertonghen now to Axel Witsel. Now Van Persie. Now here's Isaac. Isaac now to Ian Robin. Cross into the box here from a header there. Oh, could have been Van Persie right there on that. But it's gone wide, and it's going to be a goal kick in the game for, obviously, Red Bull Tominto. Unfortunately, have to give them away there to Aldass. Aldass have got themselves a goal kick here. And now Oliver Kahn will take it. We've got another, let's say, 3 or 2 minutes left of the game to go. And now here's to Harrison Coombs. Now to Toni Kroos. Now here's Felipe Coutinho. And the whistle's going to blow any minute now. Here's Van Persie. Now Isaac. Isaac has a chance here now. Dwight Young now. Chance for a shot. Sketlenburg saves it. And the whistle might blow any minute now. And it does. As Red Bull Tominto do get the result here for the half-time break. As it ends here, Red Bull Tominto 1, Aldass Gunners 0 at half-time. And we're back here for the second half, and here we go between Red Bull Tominto and Aldass, as Red Bull Tominto are in front in this game. And now Coutinho, now all the way to Suarez. Now Aubameyang, good chance here maybe for a good start of the game there for a goal there, but saved there from Sketlenburg. And that's going to be now a goal kick here in the game for RB Tominto from a free kick as we speak. Now Sketlenburg will take it. And now he boots it all the way now to Van Persie. Now Suarez. And now is Witsel. Now is Robin. Now is Bailey. Now is Kroos. Now to Daley Blind. And now is Felipe Coutinho. Now Rio Wilson. Now to Jordi Amat. And now all the way there now to Jan Vertonghen. Now here's Ian Robin. Now good pass now. Okay, lost it back here. Now here's a throw. And now all the way here now to Witsel. Now Harrison Coombs. Now throwing here now for Aldass. Now Bailey. Now pass here again here to Suarez. And now Suarez. Now to Coutinho. We've got another 20 minutes left the game to go, by the way. 20 minutes. A chance for a goal in from a header. And oh, good clearance there from RB Tominto. Here's to Dwight Young. And now here's Daley Blind. And now it's Jordi Amat. Amat now holding nice and tight. Now to Rio Wilson. We've got another, let's say, 15 minutes left of the game to go. Now, here's a chance here. Here's Rio Wilson now to Skettenberg. Now, a head up. Now, it's Wilson here. Now, it's Coombs. Now, Kroos. Now, to Suarez. And now, it's Aubameyang. Now, Suarez. Now, Kroos. Goal! And it is! Within the 82nd minute of the game, Aldass Gunners have finally got themselves a chance to equalise in the matchup. And RB Tominto, or Tominto fans itself, are a little bit quiet now, they are. As the away team are back in the game. It's still 1-1 though. Not lost the game, but it feels like a loss a little bit because RB Tominto really grinding a result here at the Red Bull Arena to get something after the international break. But it looks like here Kroos has ended that now. And it's 1 apiece in the matchup. And a double substitution be made, by the way, here for Red Bull Tominto in the game. And let's see what they can come out from this now, RB Tominto, with that double substitution. Here's Vertonghen. And now it's Ben Ronson now to Dwight Young. And now Young now to Ronson again. Now back to Young again. And now good cover there now for Ramos. Wait a second, mistake's been made. Van Persie! It's a goal! In the 88th minute of the game, Robin Van Persie gets himself the winner in the last minutes of the game. We all thought that Aldass might get a point out of this matchup, but Red Bull Tominto has showed, let's say, that resilience to get back into it. All thanks to a mistake right there at the back from Sergio Ramos. A real mistake from Ramos there has really cost Aldass a chance to get a point here over Red Bull Tominto. And what a brilliant goal right there from Robin Van Persie. What was Ramos thinking right there? What was he passing it back to the goalkeeper, Oliver Kahn? Because Van Persie was there though, and all he had to do is hit it. And now it is 2-1 to Red Bull Tominto. That is brilliant football at the end of the game in terms of that mistake right there. And I think that obviously Wagner will probably give a little bit of words maybe so with Ramos by the end of the matchup on what he's done there to give away a goal like that to Van Persie. That will cost him a chance, of course, to try Aldass' chances at the top of the Premier League by the end of this match day, if they could do so by the end of match day 19. And now a free kick, however, within 3 minutes to go. Here's Coutinho. And now Coutinho there pushing through. Good defending right there from RB Tominto. Now Coutinho. All the way to the keeper there. Comfortably right there to the goalkeeper. And it's all over here for full time at the Red Bull Arena. As it ends here at full time as Red Bull Tominto 2, Aldass Gunners 1 at full time in the end of the matchup here for this afternoon. Red Bull Tominto did guarantee a massive win here over Aldass, and that was a massive 3 points in the bag there for Tominto. Tell us your thoughts about the result here for Red Bull in terms of actually being in a very good position by the end of the game to get 3 points over the line here for this afternoon. What a brilliant goal at the end of the matchup by Van Persie. To score that late goal in the late minutes of the game was absolutely astonishing for Red Bull Tominto to guarantee the 3 points here for this afternoon. Was absolutely astonishing for Red Bull Tominto. 1-1 the game, took it to the 90th minute of the matchup, got that goal at the end to actually somehow be the team to actually get those big 3 points. And it was massive, I've got to say. In terms of the result and the performance for Red Bull Tominto at the end of the game, it was absolutely massive. They've got the League Cup final to play for in a couple of weeks against Puerantos, and that'll be in the next month from now, on the 10th of May. But obviously a little bit disappointed maybe that the team are not in the top half of the table. Disappointedly for them, they obviously got knocked out in the Europa League against RB Salzburg, their fellow Red Bull neighbours, in that round of 16 game. But again, I think for Red Bull, they need to focus on maybe, get some couple wins, try and get a big bounce to try and get towards the European positions like they were last season. And also worry about that cup final against Puerantos, because they can win that cup final in the League Cup on the 10th of May next month, then they've got a chance to play European football for next season for the Conference League, of course, if they do end up getting that result against Puerantos at the Soccer City Stadium by next month. But as of the result here, that last-minute goal will give Charlie Taylor and the whole coaching staff of Red Bull Tominto a little bit of confidence. As for the away team, though, for Aldass, though, disappointedly for them, for David Wagner's side, because there's a massive chance for Aldass to try and put the pressure on the Georgetown Red Devils at the top of the league. And losing here in the game for this afternoon was a bit disappointing for the Aldass team. But at the same time, they've got to really now, prepare themselves in the next matchup now to try and forget about this result here when that Alexandra Isak stopped Aldass from getting anything out of the game here for this afternoon. Thank you very much there, Jimmy. And now we move on now to the coverage now on the other game here for right here, right now, here for this evening. It will be Puerantos. A chance for Puerantos to overtake Aldass at the second place in the Premier League. If not, then it could be Tolga. They've got a chance to try and put the pressure also with the league leaders and also with Aldass and Puerantos also, if they can guarantee themselves a win and keep themselves in that top 4 position by the end of match day 19. And let's get to that game right now between the two sides here live at the Santo Park Stadium for this evening. And we are live for the game here at the Santo Park for this evening between Inter Tolga and Puerantos. And we know that Puerantos are in a very good position. Forget about them getting knocked out of the Champions League against Chelsea and also against Puerantos in the RFA Kings Cup of last month. They do have the league to prioritise now to the end of the season, as they've got plenty of games of the Premier League left, as we are now halfway through of the Premier League season and got another 19 games left to wrap up the whole season. And could Puerantos win their first ever league title for the first time ever as a football club? But they do have Inter Tolga also have not won a single Premier League title under their name since the club was formed the exact same year as Puerantos in 2019. And they do have a strong team coming out here for tonight to stop Puerantos from doing so by going top of the Premier League, because we know what happened obviously earlier ago here on Saturday with the Georgetown Red Devils. They drew 0-0, a goalless draw over Los Angeles. Even though Aldass couldn't get top of the league, there's a chance that Puerantos can be, let's say, 2 points maybe from the Red Devils to close a gap on them at the top of the league. But here we go right now anyway, so for kickoff, as Inter Tolga kick things off the game here at the Santo Park. Now, here's Dumfries. Cross. Shot. Ooh! And now we have ourselves a corner in this matchup here for Inter Tolga to try and score against the goalkeeper Taylor here from a corner set piece. What a save right there from him. And the Croatian Kovacic right there. Try to score, but good save from him. Now De Jong crossed the ball into the box here. Could be a chance for a goal. Or could be, or Taylor mate. Oh, goal maybe here. Lisandro Martinez right there. The ball was rolling towards the goal. And the ball did not go past over the line, unfortunately. So no goal at all, says Goal On Technology. That was so close right there for Tolga to put that ball over the line for 1-0 Tolga in the matchup. But lucky right there. Puerantos have been very lucky. And a little bit, let's say, a bit of tangling right there in that attack from into Tolga from Lisandro Martinez. But meanwhile, here in the game now, we've got Robert Cliff here to Neymar. And now Zinchenko. And now it's going to be a carry-on play in the matchup here now. Puerantos now carry on the play. Here's to Neymar. Could be a chance to score here maybe against into Tolga here. The first chance of the attack here for Puerantos. Now here's Neymar. And now a free kick here for Tolga in the game. And looks like there Matthias de Ligt right there tried to, let's say, stop Neymar. But they do win a free kick though out of it. So that's pretty good in a way for Inter Tolga to get that chance to keep that ball away from their danger zone. Here's Zinchenko. And now is Frankie de Jong. Now to Kovacic now. Now to Dumfries. Dumfries now back to Kovacic for Tolga. Now David Beckham. Now back to Kovacic now. Here's a chance for Dumfries in the box here for a header. And it's gone obviously back there to Granit Xhaka there for Puerantos to clear the ball away from danger as possible. But now here's to Matthias de Ligt. Now to Frankie de Jong. Now David Beckham. Now Beckham now to Griezmann. Now back there to David Beckham here. Good pass there now to Kovacic. Cross into the box. Header there for a goal. What a save there from Taylor there. What a save. That's probably the best save of the season, I've got to say. That header right there went probably straight into the back of the net, it should have been. But it went straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. And still play on here in this match. Still 0-0 before half-time. Now here's Kovacic. Now to Anton Griezmann. Really running. Oh, it's a foul there. Free kick's being given. And David Beckham will take the free kick. As Anton Griezmann right there, unfortunately, could not obviously stop, Puerantos players to take him out. But here's a free kick though for Tolga, no. And now it looks like it's going to be now a corner in the matchup here. As it last touched the Puerantos player, Dennis Parker, to head that away from danger now for a corner. And a good save right there from James Taylor there for Puerantos. We've got now another, let's say, minute to go until half-time. And now back to Lisandro Martinez here. Now David Beckham. And now to is Kovacic. And now is Skegner. Back there to James Taylor. And it's going to be all over here for the half-time break. As it ends here at the Santo Park Stadium. As it ends into Tolga 0. Puerantos 0 at half-time. And we're back here for the second half, and here we go between Inter Tolga and Puerantos. Now his party, now Neymar, and let's see if Puerantos try and get a result maybe so in this game, because they got a chance to try and put the pressure on the Georgington Red Devils at the top of the table. Now here's to David Williams, now Robert Cliff, now good defending, now Beckham, Parker, now Williams, now Kovacic. Now Anton Griezmann. And now Dennis Parker. And now is Williams. Goal! And it is scored right there. Parzanana. And it is 1-0 to Puerantos. And that did not take long straight after the half-time break. And I've got to say the football's been pretty good, I've got to say, in terms of Puerantos where they are currently at the moment. Forget about the cup competition. Forget about the Champions League. This might be the big win for Puerantos here to really make it more good for them to be more closer to the Red Devils at the top of the Premier League table. And that is something they really want to focus on this season now, is to win the whole entire league. And that's what Brian Clough set his team to do this season, to win the whole entire campaign. But they are winning though, however, and this is something they really want to try and deliver here for this evening. Now here's Mahrez here. Cross into the box and right into the keeper of James Taylor right there for another catch and another save from the keeper. He's been a real top keeper in that game so far. In terms of that save he made from that header from a real dangerous position from Tolga to score, it was a good save from him in fact, and he deserves a lot of that praise, and it's gone back to Onana right there, the goalkeeper. Also been brilliant this season so far for Inter Tolga. Can't knock him off though, because he is the most successful goalkeeper with the most clean sheets of the Premier League so far of this season. So you got to not underestimate Andre Onana one bit. But they are behind though at home though by 1-0. But here's Haaland again. Now to Robert Cliff. Now to Neymar. And it is a goal, and it is into the back of the net as the ball was scruffed a little bit, rolling slowly towards the goal. And finally, that ball was over the line and counted as a goal to make it 2-0 in the game. Brilliant football, brilliant play, and I've got to say that was absolutely astonishing right there for Puerantos in this matchup. Good pass there from Haaland, and also another decent pass right there to Robert Cliff. All the way to Neymar 1v1 as he hits it right there through the legs of Onana, and the ball rolls slowly over the line, and now it is 2-0 Puerantos, and we know that for Neymar and also for the other goal scorer, Devin Williams. That is a very good, let's say, start for them to try and kick forward now and focus on a chance to try and race for that Premier League title for this season, as they're currently obviously 2 points behind from the Georgetown Red Devils if they win here from the game for this evening. Now Neymar. And now Neymar now to Williams. Control pass there now to Cliff. All the way to the goalkeeper right there to Andre Onana in the matchup. We've got another, let's say, 3 minutes to go of the game to go, by the way. 3 minutes, by the way, of the clock. And Puerantos will definitely be guaranteed those 3 points for sure, unless Tolga can score 2 late goals by the end of the match. We've got 2 minutes left of stoppage time remaining here. Lisandro Martinez. And now lost it back here now to Ronaldinho here for Puerantos. Now back to Inter Tolga, but the whistle blows here for full time. It doesn't really matter now, as Puerantos guarantee a big away win and those big 3 points that go 2 points behind from the Georgetown Red Devils, as it ends here as Inter Tolga 0, Puerantos 2 at full time by the end of the match. A massive win for Puerantos away from home. A 2-goal victory at the Santong Stadium. And how do you feel about the result here for Puerantos to deliver those massive major 3 points here to move themselves closer to the Georgetown Red Devils at the top of the table, as they're 2 points behind from them in the league? They should be very, very proud of themselves, Puerantos, to come here and get a result like this, because in the last 2 games, they obviously got knocked out of the UEFA Champions League against Chelsea on penalty shootout in the last round of the competition, and also got knocked out in the 3rd round of the RFA Kings Cup to Puerantos at home, and that was massive disappointment right there for Brian Cliff's side. But as of the victory here away from home here against Inter Tolga, who are currently in that top 4 position, is a massive win for them, because they are very closer towards where they want to try and be. What Brian Cliff said before the season is to compete for the Premier League title. This club was formed in 2019, and this club has not been anywhere close to the league title whatsoever as a club. They always came, let's say, 6th, 9th and 7th, but the highest finish that Puerantos finished so far during those 5 years from last season, when they came 3rd and qualified for their first ever UEFA Champions League competition. But as of this season, Brian Cliff's team and the whole team, like Devin Williams, Neymar, Haaland, Brian's son Robert Cliff, Ronaldinho, Kaká, and also the goalkeeper Taylor, really fitted in, gelled in quite well since joining from Los Angeles Pompey during the summer from a few months ago. It's been brilliant in terms of that core of that team, and they really show a lot of, let's say, efforts in the league. But as of the cup competitions, they can forget about that, and worry about now the league. And that's what Brian Clough's side wants to do now, by now until the end of the season, since being knocked out in all domestic competitions, especially the European competition, by getting knocked out against Chelsea a few weeks back at Stamford Bridge. Thank you very much there, Jimmy. And now we move on now to the coverage now to the game highlights across the Premier League. And let's get to those 8 matches here from the games earlier here from this Saturday afternoon. And a great opener of the goal from Alexandre Lacazette within 14 minutes in the game, and was 1v1 to the keeper right there of AFC Richmond. And now Lacazette puts that ball in that bottom corner as Padres take the lead here, as they're 1 goal up in the game at the La Soccer Stadium here for this afternoon. And the match ended here at full time between Padres Impact and AFC Richmond. Only a single goal in it in the matchup, as Padres win by a narrow 1-0 win. A nice counter press right here from Chesco Blue Tigers, as Minamino passed it nicely there to Mo Salah, and he hits it right in the roof of the net in the Olympic Stadium, as Chesco Blue Tigers are 1-0 up and Newport Dragons are behind in the game so far. And then the Japanese midfielder Takemiro Minamino scored the second goal in the game here for Chesco Blue Tigers, as a great pass there from Eriksson there to Royce, then to Minamino, and then he scores past the keeper there of Newport Dragons to make it 2-0 in the game just before half time. And that's a perfect goal right there for Minamino, the Japanese midfielder, as they are now in a very good position to get that victory here away from home. And then in the second half, Chesco Blue Tigers carried on this momentum as Marco Reus there passed it there to Sadio Mane, had a shot saved by one hand by Schmeichel, and then a header right there from Salah into the back of the net. And it's now 3-0 to Chester, and they've been absolutely fantastic so far this afternoon. And Mo Salah, the Egyptian, scores another goal in the game as Schmeichel tried to clear the ball out with his one-hand save, and then the ball met to Mo Salah, and that ball went into the back of the net from a shot there to make it 3-0. And the match ended here at Newport Dragons Arena at the Olympic Stadium as Newport Dragons 0, Chesco Blue Tigers 3 at full time. The team who are in the relegation zone, the strugglers, Grasshoppers United, are losing the matchup here against South Coast, a team who are really chasing the European places so far at the second half of the season, as a goal was scored in the second half from the Danish striker Josef Poulsen, and he's been brilliant so far this season for South Coast. And he's done the exact same thing like he's done all the other games he played for South Coast this season, as he puts the ball into the goals. Everywhere he touches the ball, he finds a way, an opportunity to place the ball past keepers throughout this season so far. And the match ended here at full time here at Grasshopper Turf, as it ends Grasshoppers United 0, South Coast Rangers 1, and South Coast are only 2 points behind from the European places in 8th place. And Goldfield Boys United got themselves a very good start in the matchup very early on in the game, as Jadon Sancho crossed the ball in all the way to Tino Werner as he headed the ball into the back of the net, as now Goldfield are in the lead here to make it 1-0 at Goldfield Park. Brilliant cross, I've got to say, right there, all the way from Jadon Sancho all the way to Tino Werner, and that head right there into that back of the net, as the keeper Bill Hilton couldn't save that chance. Unfortunately there for Sporting Slay, they keep themselves in the game, and they are behind now by 1-0 in the match. And then Goldfield got themselves a goal to make it 2-0 in the matchup, as Hazard right there, great pass there to Werner, and he puts that ball in that bottom corner in the game to make it 2-0 in the matchup here at Goldfield Park Stadium. I've got to say, a real brilliant pass there, I've got to say, from Sancho to meet the ball there to Werner, and now 2-0 in the game so far. And a great goal right there for Hassenfield Terriers in the matchup from Christian Jericho to put that ball past the keeper of #United. And it is 1-0 as Christian Farino, great ball I've got to say from Abu Bakr. And then Aaron Moy there, right there from a pass that to Christian Jericho. And he hits it on his left foot in the top corner. And now 1-0 to Hassenfield in the matchup here so far in the game here at the C-Pro Arena. And then another goal was scored in the game also in the matchup to make it 2-0 for Hassenfield Terriers in the game. And a great pass there from Michael Landrum to find the ball there to Christian Jericho. And a great 1v1 solo right there from Abu Bakr from a terrific pass right there from Christian Jericho. And now Hassenfield Terriers are 2 goals in front just before half time in the game here at the C-Pro Arena here for this afternoon. But the game actually ends here at full time at the C-Pro Stadium as it ends Hassenfield Terriers 2, #United 0 at full time in the game. And a perfect goal right there for the Georgington Red Devils as Kylian Mbappe for a great pass there for Wayne Rooney, and he hits it on his laces. Unfortunately, that chance did not go into the back of the net, and that's going to be out for a goal kick here for Los Andreas in the match. And the full-time whistle blew at full time as the league leaders of the Premier League drop points again here at home as it ends 0-0 at full time, as it ends the Georgington Red Devils 0, Los Andreas FC 0 at full time. And nice counter-attack here from Roberto Firmino for Georgington City as he was 1v1 to the goalkeeper right there of Andre Canas. And now it's 1-0 in the matchup here at the Airlines Arena as the Brazilian makes it 1-0 to Georgington City in the game. And a massive surprise for Chelford Saturday to score at the Airlines Arena as Hanbury hits it right outside of the penalty box here to make it 1-1 in the game. And what a superb hit right there as Marta Stegen could not save that chance, unfortunately, from a shot there from Hanbury. Chelford Saturday have gained 7 points within the last 3 matches of the Premier League between match day 19 to match day 21 as it ends 1-1 here this afternoon, and also 2 big wins over the top teams of Republican football of the Georgington Red Devils away from home, and also to Inter Tolga in their last league matchup as it ends 1-1 here for this afternoon between the 2 sides. A big chance there for Waynord to score the first opener in the matchup as Sergio Aguero shoots, save there from Martin Dubravka, and now corner for Iceberg Forest. And that was a good chance right there for Aguero to get the first major chance to score. But great handers right there from Martin Dubravka to keep that out, to keep it 0-0. But however, it wasn't to be for both sides in this matchup here, as both teams share a point here at the Forest ground here, as it ends Iceberg Forest 0, Waynord 0, and both teams share a point here for today. The official results for match day 19 of the Premier League. Inter Tolga 0, Puerantos 2, Red Bull Tominto 2, Aldass Gunners 1, Padres Impact 1, AFC Richmond 0, Newport Dragons 0, Chesco Blue Tigers 3, Grasshoppers United 0, South Coast Rangers 1, Goldfield Boys United 3, Sporting Sand Lake 0, Hassenfield Terriers 2, #United 0, Iceberg Forest 0, Waynord 0, and the Georgington Red Devils 0, Los Andreas 0, and then Georgington City 1, Chelford Saturday 1. And also the official table of the Premier League, as the Georgington Red Devils are top of the league with 2 points clear from Puerantos after dropping points to Los Andreas from this match day. Puerantos are up now to 2nd place in the league, while Aldass Gunners are 3rd, and 4th is Padres Impact. While in 5th and 6th we have his Chesco Blue Tigers and Waynord, and now Inter Tolga are up to 7th, while South Coast are now 2 points behind from Inter Tolga in 8th place, while Goldfield are currently 9th with 29 points, and in 10th position we have his Georgington City with 26 points. And the official table of the Premier League in the bottom half of the table, while Red Bull Tominto dropped down to 11th with 26 points, while Sporting Sand Lake are currently 12th with 22 points. In 13th place, we have his Newport Dragons with 21 points. In 14th position, we have his Los Andreas with 18 points. In 15th place, we have his Hassenfield Terriers with 18 points. In 16th place, we have his AFC Richmond with 17 points. And then Iceberg Forest are currently 17th with 16 points. While Chartered Saturday are in the relegation playoffs with 16 points. While Grasshoppers and Hashtag United are both in the relegation drop. While Grasshoppers have 13 points. While Hashtag United only got 6 points at the bottom of the table. So coming up for next weekend, we do have Saturday kickoff, by the way, as Red Bull Tominto will take on Chesco Blue Tigers, while Waynord, as they're going to host the Georgington Red Devils, as those games will be live for next weekend on Saturday kickoff. And that's all we have time for here for tonight. And massive win for Puerantos here for tonight. They won 2-0 against Inter Tolga earlier ago, while Red Bull Tominto got that last minute victory over Aldass, and they guaranteed 3 points over them here earlier this afternoon. And that's all we have time for right now for the coverage. Have a very good night, everybody.